Hey y'all, this is Allison hanging out in my space to craft, and I'm going to do a very sparkly layout. This is the Vegas layout when we went to see the Cirque du Soleil show. And instead of that pink paper, I wasn't loving it with all the other shiny paper. So I pulled out this little set of rainbow glitter paper from scrapbook.com, and I'm going to make use of that. So I'm going to start by doing some thin mats in gold, and I was going to use this white and gold paper, and I ended up not using it. I was going to do 3 layers on this. I wasn't feeling it. So that paper ends up not getting on the page, but that's okay. It's a great paper, and I may use it maybe for a card. We'll see. And then I've got these 2 small pictures, which are, I think, probably 2 by 3, maybe. No, even smaller. 1.5 by 3, something like that. So I did a triple of the one picture. So I'm going to do one in the turquoise and one in the pink. And then this one I'm going to, I think, double matte. And I end up double matting just in the gold. But don't worry, I am going to find a way to add more of the pink and turquoise on here. Now, I struggle sometimes when I have photos of different sizes and what I want to do with them to get a layout, which is why originally I was thinking I might do a 2-page layout for this. So I decide let's tie these things together a little bit better and double mat everything. So now I just need to figure out what I want the layout to be. I had pulled this frame, and I was thinking about putting it, I had 2 of them, but it would have just been too much and too heavy to put around the photos. And to only put it around one photo would have looked weird. So I end up not using it for that, and instead I'm going to use it as a journaling box, because I do want my daughter to be able to journal about this. And still not happy with it, just playing around. And I think that's going to be the answer for the layout. And then I'm going to use this sequin ribbon across the bottom, 1 silver and 1 gold. Then I'm just playing around. I have all these different stars. Some are on vellum, and they have the same pink and turquoise colors in them. So I'm just playing around with the little bits that I have. So I'm definitely going to lean into the star motif. I don't love that arrow. I thought I was going to like it, but I didn't. I don't love it on there. So it's going to come off. And I just keep auditioning pieces in different locations. Until we get where we want to be. And I am going to end up keeping everything pretty condensed to this rectangle of photos, this grid of photos, if you will. So just playing around with things. I'm going to go off and cut some stars, a couple of big stars and a bunch of smaller stars out of all those scraps. And I can use those as part of the confetti component for the page. I'm liking this little cluster of stars up here. I'm going to go ahead and get the photos down. And at this point, I realize, oh, I should probably get the title down. So my original idea was just to write Showtime in this silver and pink paper. And then I realize I should add something else to it. So I'm going to change direction a little bit and say Vegas Showtime. I was going to do Showtime in Vegas, but that wouldn't really have fit very well. So Vegas Showtime, and here's where I kind of make that decision. So I'm going to scoot the word Showtime all the way over. Apparently it's dinner time because my dogs just showed up. It's 5:28 and they're looking for dinner. So I need to go off and cut. I check these letters. They're lowercase. That's not what I'm looking for. So I'm going to go cut some letters out of the pink glitter. And just give myself a little bit more space for that. And it's another way to get that pink and turquoise onto the page, something other than gold and silver and black. And these are kind of fancy letters. And I'm pretty pleased with that. And now we're going to work on the bottom. In order to make sure I can do a straight line, I'm just going to take a pencil and draw a line that I can use for my glue. And on the bottom I used some a freebie glue that I got from scrapbook.com. It doesn't quite dry fast enough for me. It works pretty well, but I switched for the second line. I did art glitter glue and I liked that a little bit better. So I'm just laying this down, trying to flatten it out. So the art glitter glue dries a little bit faster. And so I switched to that. And I'm pretty pleased with that. Just going to trim the ends. And yeah, I really wanted these stars more in the center of the page so that I can create a triangle. And so the awesome is going to go down. I'm going to end up putting it on top of the line, actually, just pop it up. Same with this star. And that's just so it can get over those sequin ribbons. And I'm just going to use some little square pop dots on here and nestle it in. And I'm pretty pleased with that, actually. And that, now I have the last little cluster of stars. And this little ticket that I'm going to get in there. I was struggling a little bit because it's a little crunchy there in that corner. But I make it work, and I'm going to end up using some pop dots on that just so it sits a little flatter. And then sprinkle around those small stars. And I'm going to use my regular repositional adhesive for those. And then it's going to be time to do sequins. And I won't make you watch me glue all the sequins down. I cut that part out just to save you a little time. This page did take me a while. Just adding in the, die cutting the letters and being a little persnickety about some stuff, but I really enjoyed it, and it's so sparkly and fun. My daughter loved the show. So did her half-brother, Nate. And Nate's mom and I really loved it too. So it was a very good show. Cirque du Soleil always does a good job. All right, so I'm going to go off and glue those. I think I'm going to add a few of the pink ones. And then we'll come back and do some close-ups. Please give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. And if you are not subscribed to my channel, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I'm really trying to grow my channel and get to 700 in the next month or two. So here we go with some close-ups of those clusters. And thanks a lot, you guys. Come on back to My Space to Craft.